2025 had moments that broke me and also had moments that built up my faith. Looking back now, I can boldly say God carried me. This is my testimony. Hi everyone, my name is Esther Mujola Oluwa, and on this channel we talk about our faith, our work with God, working in purpose. So to young believers who just give their lives to Christ, don't know what else to do, or just want to navigate through life or looking for a community where they can belong to, this is the space for you. God cared for me like a father in 2025. It is very safe for you to call me daddy's girl. Towards the end of 2024, I took a break from school because of financial issues. And that moment, I don't even know how to describe that moment for me. It was a lonely part. It was a place I don't wish for my enemy to actually like belong to as well. I was just hanging in there. I was like, I don't know. I'm still existing. I'm still doing other things I'm meant to do, but there's just something in me that feel empty. There's just something in me that is not right, and that continued like for a while. And also at that point, I was betrayed and all of that and all of that. I started 2025 limited. I started 2025 with a lot of fears. How am I supposed to do this? How am I supposed to do that? I do not know how to do anything. And if you know me, you know that I have anxiety. I'm always scared of even things I cannot solve. I'm supposed to look for a job. Am I supposed to do this? Am I supposed to do that? And let's just say in February, school resumed in February. And that was just like a part of me coming back together. You know, when you're playing puzzle and you are bringing peace back together. Yeah, that was what it felt for me. And I felt like, okay, now I am doing something outside of the norm. So that February period felt like a consolation for me. And in 2025, I think that February-ish time, I knew I'm supposed to relaunch my business because I knew that the dreams and the revelation I had for the business were too big for it to just be buried. And of course, my business crashed like in 2024, towards the end of 2024, because at that point I was just spending my business money because I needed it to survive. And of course, it was this lack of knowledge as well. So everything all together, I was just hanging in there. I want to relaunch my business. I do not have any money. And if you want to relaunch business, you know, a lot goes into it, except you want to start small, except you want to start like, when I mean small, like very small. And I knew I do not want to start small because I feel like one thing that limited me then when I started small is I'm always like, okay, let me go and buy this. And if you know the way the delivery rates in Nigeria actually like change, you know that you don't want to start small. So in February, what I just did was get the app I want to use, just coming together, like writing down everything I want to get, checking the prices and all of that. And when the days I have like 10K, the days I have 5K, I'm just putting it in the app, like just to like save up the money there, because if I'm supposed to save it myself, I'm going to spend the money. So that was all I was doing like throughout, like down to August. And by August, there was just speed at that moment. I think like June, July, August, it was just speed, and the money was completed. I got everything I needed. How? If you're going to ask me how, I think I'm just going to mention like names of people that God used, but deeply, I know that it's God that is working behind the scene, because it's like, oh, this guy is she's just getting herself worried. After that moment, I was living in abundance, and when I say I was living in abundance, or I'm still living in abundance because we're still in 2025 currently. I'm living in abundance, not abundance because I woke up and I became a millionaire, because I have peace, I have joy. And that peace is something that I cannot explain because I'm someone that is always anxious. And I think towards the end of 2025, one thing I can boldly say that happened to me is the transformation, that I'm not worried about anything. Not because there are no moments that I cried to God, not because there were no moments that I was talking to God constantly that I'm afraid, I don't know what to do. I cry to God, I just cry to God. And one thing that always come back to me in all of those moments is God has never failed. Not okay, maybe in my life, maybe because I've not asked for big things, but other people that God has not failed. And even in everything that He's doing, He doesn't fail, not because He wants to provide for me, He doesn't fail in anything, which means God has started a thing with me, will bring it into completion. That one is guaranteed. And that's what I always tell myself, even in the moments that it looks like I'm just going to stop a particular thing that is the, like, I don't want to say the biggest part of my life, but it's like a huge part of my life. I'm like, "Ah, if God wants it to stop, it's going to stop. And if God doesn't want it to stop, it's going to raise it up, even outside of the people that I'm supposed to actually like rely on to do it for me, right?" The worried and anxious Esther that entered 2025 is ending 2025 triumphantly because she trusted in the Lord completely. The Lord has been faithful. God really fathered me this year like a baby. I felt like a child. You know, when you are with your father and they are taking care of you, that is like the expression of what I felt. There are things that I did this year that on the surface it just look like it's normal. I'm living my testimony, but when I get back home, I'm like, wait a minute, oh, I'm the one that is always complaining about this. I'm not that is always complaining about that. How did this happen? Thank you, Jesus. I am grateful for 2025, and I know that there is more. The dimension of God I experienced this year is the fatherhood of God. That is a nice place to be. It's a nice place to be. You know, like I don't know if you guys have seen like parents and children that have like a closely like knitted relationship. Yeah, that is what it feels like when God really father you. I really like a part of me that is always looking for that closeness, that is always looking for that closure. And I decide like most time I just find them in, I feel like I can create illusion of what that looks like. But with God, it's not like an illusion. He's going to actually like make it happen. When God is actually doing that part for you, it looks like okay, it's God is distant, but at that moment for me, God is not distant. God is closer to me. I can feel it. My encouragement for you in 2026 is God is still in that business. He can be trusted. He can be your friend. He can be your father. Whatever thing you want God to actually do, He can be that thing to you. Maybe you lack closeness from your earthly parents, or maybe they've done something that has damaged you, that has hurt you, that has even caused like a trauma or a thing you are trying to heal from or run away from. But you cannot run away from them. You can only heal from them. Okay. And it's someone that is fully healed that can actually like do some things, not because God is limited and cannot use you, but it's because there's a part of you that is damaged and He doesn't want you. You know, like there are some things I can say to you now that to me, I feel like that's the best that I can give to you. But if you look deep down, it's coming from a place of hurt. It's coming from a place of I have. It's just the way people will say men are scum or they do not want to marry a man from so tribe. Why? Because there has been track record of something bad about those people, and you that they've not hurt before, maybe they've hurt someone in your family, and you're coming from a place of hurt, answering those people from a place of hurt. If you want God to actually use all of you, like all of you, you have to actually like release that part of God to heal you. How is that going to happen? Of course, first you have to be a born again child of God. You have to confess with your mouth, and if you are that already, just have to open yourself completely to God. Be vulnerable. I cry a lot. Actually, I think people see me outside. I feel like I am strong, and well, I cry a lot. I cry a lot. So if you want to cry, you have to cry. If you can't cry outside, even outside, sometimes I cry. But if you want to cry, you can actually cry. It's okay. You're talking to your father. Just be open. Just be real to him. He knows he can help you with whatever thing it might be, and that healing he can give it to you. Is it that fatherhood that you? Is it like that part of like, oh, you want God to actually father you? He can do it. I know what it means to be in that phase, and I pray that the Lord will heal you, not just heal you, He will heal you completely. Feel that your heart that is broken with His love, you feel that your heart that is broken with peace, with joy, because those things when they are there, even when other things are not working out, you are just comfortable. You are just living. You see yourself living in reality of the things that are yet to come. We've come to the end of today's video. There are still a lot more God did, but I just feel like I want to narrow it down to this just to encourage someone, because I feel like a lot when, or maybe in 2025 I've seen a lot of people actually like complain about some things that I feel like okay, this is actually going to do, and this is my encouragement to you. It's not just a testimony and it's going to end there. My encouragement to you is hold on to God tightly in 2026. You know the things you want to achieve, you know the things that limited you in 2025, and you know that your heart is not in a state that you can actually like start 2026 with. So you have to hold on to God. Open yourself up to Him. Let Him touch you. Let Him heal you. Stay in His presence. Enjoy the presence of God. And I pray that the Lord will help you. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because there is more coming in this year for you. I love you, and most importantly, Jesus loves you more.